Last Monday, I went to a funeral. Last Wednesday, I got COVID-19 for a second time. The variant had harsher symptoms. Thankfully, I had my vaccinations and boosters, and I qualified for Paxlovid that keeps it from getting worse. Some friends were surprised that COVID is still around. They were unaware that at least 600 people a day still die of COVID and 3,000 a day are hospitalized. It's no longer a pandemic that affects all of us, but it sure affects those real people, their families and friends. During my lying around, I recalled giving part-time pastoral care to a church at the outbreak of COVID. This is the third anniversary of when I was forced from taking homebound communion, leading nursing home services, and visiting people at home to writing notes or making phone calls, lots and lots of phone calls. Not going in person was now the loving act. Maybe it was fever fog or COVID brain, but it dawned on me that I was prepared for phone counseling back in 1979 when I was 22. I was a psychology major at Emory, and I entered seminary to do pastoral care at a church. My mentor suggested I volunteer with Contact Richmond, which was a 24-hour, 800 number phone counseling service in the basement of a church near our seminary. Since I learned to pull all-nighters in college, I took the 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift every Thursday. I contemplated changes in technology that makes phone counseling from a church basement a dinosaur. I grieved the changes that haven't occurred in access to affordable and available mental health services. I reflected on some of the phone calls I received 45 years ago. One man called every month or two. He was bipolar, and when he was off his lithium and manic, we'd talk for 3 hours until he was tired out. I guess I was being prepared for being bipolar too. What earlier experiences in your life have prepared you for a challenge today? When has grieving in the past strengthened you for griefs now? When have you been surprised by skills you've been given and weren't seeking?